Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Ruchika from Caterpillar Designs. Today I'll be doing some reverse decoupage and I'll be using a lot of techniques. We'll be using some fuzzy cut papers by Bob and Betty and some stencils. I've taken out a few extra stencils because I'm not sure which one I want to use. I'll be using some texture paste to enhance the stencils, and also I will be doing some I'll be using gold leaf paper. I have the speedball metal leaf adhesive, and this is a sealant. I may not be using the sealant because I'll be using so many other products that I might not require the sealant. And this is the gold leaf. It comes like this and it's very delicate. So let's start now. So what I've done is I have washed my plate properly so that there are no spots and no marks on the plate. So I'm going to reverse it and then make my arrangement. Now because this is reverse decoupage, we will be pasting everything upside down. So first what I'll do is I'll just make my placement and then see how that goes. Maybe something like this, and I will just use a masking tape. I'm just placing the masking tape over the paper so that when I turn it around, I know what my placement is. I'm not pressing it too hard so that my paper doesn't tear. So maybe something like this will look nice, and then I can use the stencils and the gold leaf around it. I think I'm going to make it like this. Okay. So I'll just take Mod Podge now. This is how I wanted it, right? So now since this is reverse decoupage, we will be actually pasting from here. But what I want to do right now is I just want to hold this in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste this together so that it's held in place. And if you think that there is less glue somewhere, just put the glue. Remember not to do it on the glass like I'm doing it. So yeah. If we don't paste this down properly, then there'll be bubbles in the end. So that is the reason why I'm pasting it properly. So now what we're going to do is we are just going to put glue on the front of the design. Instead of putting it on the reverse, we are going to put it in the front. I could have easily stuck the elephant first and then the my flower design later on, but what I wanted to do was I wanted the placing to be correct. So that is the reason why I have stuck the elephant motif as well as the flower motif together first. Make sure you put glue all over. I'm not putting glue all over my plate and then putting the paper down because I will be using texture paste and a lot of other things here. So I don't want glue all over my plate. Now you might get some creases here because the plate is not flat, but that's okay. Just press your motif down because it's not tissue paper, it's decoupage paper. So we'll just press the motif down properly. You can see the glue here, but this will dry off and it will dry clear. And now I'm going to place this here. Yeah, I'll cut off the excess later on. The reason why I'm using these flowers and this motif here is because I wanted some glue in the on the plate. It was all becoming very black and red, so I wanted something bluish. So that's why I'm putting this here, and I think it'll look nice. Just press it lightly here, and we'll remove the excess later on once it dries up. And I have these stamp motifs which I want to paste like this. So once this is dried, I'm going to turn it around and see. So I'll just show it to you with a white background at the back. I think this will make things a little bit more clear. Yeah. So we'll just have to wait till this the glue out here dries, and then we are going to do some stenciling, and after that we'll do some gold leafing. So now that this is almost dried, I'm going to cut the sides here, the extra that paper that I have, that I'm going to cut it now. So now I'm going to just put Mod Podge all over the paper so that it is properly sealed. I'm not too worried about getting excess glue on the glass. It'll all get covered up. The other reason why I'm doing this is also because I'll be putting a lot of texture paste, and I'll be putting a lot of gold leafing and paints and everything. So I don't want them to seep into the paper, into my design. So that is the reason why also I am sealing all my work. So now that all the glue is dry, we are going to start the stencil work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stencil some brick motifs here and maybe some here. Not too much, and I'll be using the textured paste matte finish. Once again, I'll just flip this over. Now because the plate is not flat and I will be mostly doing it on the curved surface, this could get a little tricky. So I'm going to hold this firmly. I'm just taking a spatula and I'm going to, it's moving a lot, so maybe do this portion first, just a little bit. I just want to give a hint of bricks, not too much. It doesn't need to be precise, I just want to give it some brick look. So now this is an experiment, so I don't know how it's going to look in the end, but we'll just have to wait and watch. Very slowly just lift it up, yeah. Once again, I'll just place this here. Now, I'm doing it with texture paste, but you can do it with just paint and use a normal stencil way of doing it. You don't have to do a 3D textured 3D effect here. Now ideally what I would like to do is maybe leave this to air dry for at least 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. Now that my stencil work is all dried, the texture paste is dry, I am now going to use gold foil, gold leaf. Maybe like this. So once again, I'm just going to secure my stencil with the masking tape so that it doesn't move too much. And I will be doing it in a random pattern because I don't want to do it all over. So let me just do this area first and then maybe I'll press it down and do this here. So now I'm just taking the adhesive for my gold leaf. If you don't have a separate adhesive for it, then what you can do is use Mod Podge in the same manner and use the gold leaf. So I'm just taking a little bit of the glue in my sponge. I'm just using any kitchen sponge and I will tap it here. As you can see, this glue is pretty liquidy. Just tapping it lightly. I want my gold leafing in a very distressed manner, and that is why I'm not paying too much of attention to the detailing of the glue that's coming onto my sponge. So now once you're sure that your glue has become tacky, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to layer the gold leaf now. I'm going to turn this around because this area still is slightly wet. Now gold leafing is very delicate procedure. I'm just going to take the leaf from here that I have left. The areas that don't have the glue, I'm just slowly brushing it off. See how beautiful that has come out? I'm happy with that. Now I have some residue glue in my hand, and that is why it's just sticking to my hand, otherwise it comes off pretty easily. Now as you can see, I'm just tearing it off in places and sticking it where there is glue. This work has to be done slowly, you cannot rush it. So you need a lot of patience to slowly apply all over wherever you have the glue. I'll just turn this around and show you how it's come out. Now because my glue is very thin, it has not taken the shape of the stencil, but that's okay. I don't mind that it's come out like that. And we still have it to do here and here. This side. Don't worry about these small flakes that are left. You can lift them up in your brush and just stick them again like this. So now I think I'm going to do some coloring of the bricks, just slight coloring, because so that it gives a good definition to the bricks. So now I'm just going to take some acrylic paints like brown, gray, tan, espresso. So you can use any acrylic paint, you can use any chalk paint, you can use any paint that you think you will look nice in your bricks. I'm taking a very thin brush and I'm just going to mix the two colors. I want it just slightly brownish. I'm not going to give it too much of color, but just slightly. It will come like this. Can you see? So what's going to happen is when I use this color here, a base color, my base final color, your bricks are going to have some definition. If you're more comfortable painting like this, you can paint like this. This is completely an optional step. If you don't want to paint them, you could just leave them as it is, transparent, or I should say opaque, not transparent. And whatever base color you will be doing, the shading will come accordingly. So now we're going to paint the base. And for that I have taken Art Deco chalk paint. You can take any paint that you want. You can even use acrylic paint, or you can use any color chalk paint that you want. And just dab it onto the plate. I'll show it to you from the front once I have finished painting this, giving it one layer, then I will show it to you. This is just the first layer and we'll be doing 2 layers of this paint. I'm covering it all over because I want to give it an even look. So this is how it looks, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a second layer of a very dark blue color, something like this. So it's going to peek through wherever the paint has not adhered properly. So this is the Dixie Belle blue. It's Bunker Hill blue. It's a really deep color, and I think this would look nice on the back of the plate. I'm using the same sponge because it's not going to really make any difference, too much of a difference if the shading comes in the front. So I'm not too worried about the shading that is coming up. It's not going to be seen from the front, and at the back it looks nice. If you can see, there's slight blue peeping through my cream color, which is going to give it a very nice look. As you can see, I have completely covered the plate from the back with this blue color, and I'm just going to dry this. I'm just going to leave this to air dry completely. So now that my plate has completely dried, I'm just going to flip over and show you how it looks. See, I think it looks very, very pretty. One thing that I would have done different maybe is maybe applied the one step crackle medium before applying the cream, so that it would have cracked very well, and you could have seen the blue even more behind the cream color. But I guess I can do that for the next project. Now I'm going to varnish the plate and seal it completely. So again, I'm using Minwax polyacrylic varnish. You can use any water-based medium that you have. So once you're sure that your varnish has dried, I will put another layer of varnish. This just gives it an extra protection. You can just leave it at one coat, but I just want to be extra careful with my paint and my plate, so I'm just giving it an extra layer of varnish. Now another small detail to remember is that because we have done the paint here as well, I will be just applying slight varnish here so that it is well protected. Make sure it's not too much of varnish, otherwise it will drip behind on your plate and that will not give you a good finish. That's it, and my plate is ready now. Hope you enjoyed the process of making the decoupage plate with me. If you have any queries, do let me know in the comment section and I'll be happy to answer them. And do leave me a comment and let me know how you liked it or what you would have done differently, or if you would like me to do a tutorial on any other particular subject. Don't forget to subscribe and like my video so that you keep yourself updated with all the new tutorials that I come out with. Thanks for watching.